Hey everybody, today I am talking about focus, and I'm going to be doing this as a series of my word of the year, which is focus. It seems like a big year, a big word, and I know I'm not always a person who chooses a word, but this year I feel like I really wanted to focus. I just kept hearing it in my head over and over again. My husband always jokes that I'm kind of like a squirrel that can be distracted by shiny things. I'm sure there's other people like that out there too. But focusing for me is figuring out what is superfluous to my life, what is not adding value, what is actually even draining me of energy that isn't necessary, and getting rid of it. And then being able to say yes to the things that are adding to my life and making things better and following my purpose and my call. And I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about that idea of yes and no in this particular video. There's obviously a lot of things that are good to say yes to, but you can't say yes to everything, at least not all at the same time, without not only are you going to burn out, but you're not going to be able to do things as well as you would like. And I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of an example, and I might expound upon it even more. I'm doing this all free thought, so we'll see how it goes. Obviously, in the political realm, there are a lot of issues that I care about right now. Immigration is very important to me. My sister was adopted from another country and married a man who is also from another country. There were some immigration issues that we had to work on advocating for in our family. That was very frustrating. Immigration is very important to me. Refugees the whole situation breaks my heart, that families aren't feeling safe, that they don't feel like they have a place to go. Education system. I homeschool not because I want to shelter my children from private school or public school, but because I want to expound. I want to give them more of an experience than even they can get it at a school. So education is important to me. Social justice is important to me. Racial issues, very important to me. I've read a lot about that in the last few years, and it's very frustrating to me that I feel like the prison system is rigged against some people and for others. Climate change, environment. I get stir crazy just even thinking about it. It's very frustrating. I'm a pacifist, and while it does not mean that I don't support our military members, I think that I really want to spend more energy, resources, money on working for other, good job, on other solutions for problem conflict management. And the list goes on and on and on. And so the last few months, I felt like a spinning top trying to figure out what to do. And while I've been focusing mainly on just doing at least 1 to 2 small actions every day, sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they're smaller, that's been keeping me sane. I feel like if I were to try and do everything, within a couple weeks, I would just burn out and be done. So let me go further with my narrative. So this past Saturday, our local congressperson, woman, came to visit my area and have a town meeting is what it was called, but it was basically a one-on-one session. And what was frustrating, I got there, and according to the staffers, they're only used to having about 20 to 30 people come out for these things. In the last two, they've had much more than that. On the one on Saturday that I was at, there was close to 200 people there. Now, my congresswoman is Susan Brooks. She has a YouTube channel, and I think it's very sad that I have twice as many followers as her on her YouTube channel. What that tells me is there's not a lot of communication going on. While she could be sending a lot more messages than I think she is sending, we need to make sure that we are following our legislators, representatives, and seeing what they're trying to tell us. And then we can respond back. If we're just saying and spewing out all the things that we're mad about, and we're not listening to things that they're saying, we're not going to find common ground, and we're not going to be able to figure out where weak points are, or where one can be convinced otherwise on things. Anyway, so we get to the event on Saturday, and there were about 200 people in line. And she was willing to see people one at a time or in small groups. Well, once we found out that we could be seen in small groups, we started talking about going in groups, because she would not agree to coming out and being with the town hall setup. So I have a very loud voice. I project really well. And I was able to help with several other people to divide our larger group of around 200 people into areas of interest. So we had a Racism Affordable Care Act group, we had an immigration group, we had an environmental group, and we sent those people in, asked them to choose one or two people to be kind of the main spokesperson, because we only had 3 minutes at a time for these, which is crazy. I went with the ethics group because we were very frustrated about the lying and the lack of ethics and dissension. Anyway, what I took away from that is, number one, we need to organize a lot better than we're doing. We need to come in with the idea of organizing and not wait until we get there to do it. Number two, I have to trust that I'm not going to solve all the problems on my own, but that we as a group, there are other people who have more knowledge, experience, or even passion for something that I feel deeply about, but they can address the problem better. And I need to trust that so I can focus on what I'm passionate about. That means I don't get to go in with all the different groups all the time. Sometimes it means just sitting on the sideline saying, you keep going, I've got your back, I'm holding you up. At other times it means I feel like I'm called to step out on things that I might have more experience on, or more information, more passion. It doesn't mean that I don't care about the things that I'm not stepping in on the meeting with. It just means that I'm using my energy and my resources the best way I can so we can better affect things. Once I heard that if you're going to give it to charity, well, it's good to give a little bit here and a little bit there. Really, the best thing to do is to pick a couple and give bigger bulks to those things, because you get more done that way. That means that it's great that we're all a country or a world of different strengths, weaknesses, resources, educations, experiences, all those things. It means that somebody else is better equipped to tackle energy issues than I am sometimes. And I love that. That means that they can go ahead and do their thing while I've got something over here. So when you're saying yes to something, say no to something else so you don't get burned out. The other thing I took away from our meeting, which is kind of an aside, is I asked the Congresswoman at the end of our meeting, what would you like to see more of from us? And she said she'd seen a lot of emails and a lot of calls, but not very many visits. Visit your local people. A lot of them have local offices. Bring in some donuts. Wear the same shirt over and over again so they see you and they start to notice you and they can remember you. Be kind. Again, I can't stress that enough. Be kind to people, because nobody listens to you if you're just calling them a liar right off the bat. So I hope this is encouraging to you to go out and do the best you can with what you have, and to also say no to some things, at least for a little while, trusting that somebody else can do it, because you're not going to do anybody any favors by burning out. So that is my thoughts. I have no idea what to title this video. Probably just yes or no, but yeah, I would love to hear, what are you guys saying yes to? What are you saying no to in your personal life, in your professional life, maybe in your reading life? So I will talk to you later. Bye.